All right, so for our assignment where we're actually going to create our own survey. All right, so this is our day 3 assignment. It says here for the directions, you will create your own survey questions. Your survey must have one question that asks for a numerical question, and you will ask one question that asks for a word or category, which is a categorical question. You will create your survey using Google Forms, and you will need to save or share your link with us on your website. Okay, so now you see here I have a video that I've created. You're actually watching the video right now. You can watch the video just by clicking on that link, and you'll be able to see it. Okay, first thing I'd like you to do is you're going to need to use the Chrome browser. So this one down here at the bottom here that says Chrome. So you'll need to use that Chrome browser. I've tried using Safari. You can get it to work, but please go ahead and try to use the Chrome browser, as that's going to be the example here that I'm showing you. So it'll work and it'll look the same as mine. Okay, so let's first go ahead. We need to scroll up to the top of the page, right here where it says More at the very top of the page. You're going to click on that. We need to actually go to our drive. So you're going to click drive. It's going to open in a new tab. I actually like that it opens in a new tab because you can still be in your website. You can be in your website, and we'll actually be ready to go for inserting our links into the day 3 assignment. So here into our drive, what we're going to do is we're going to create. So let's click on create, and we're going to create a form. All right, so you click on form. So that opens another new tab for us, which is nice because we'll want to be back in our drive later. Now, first thing you want to do right away is change the title of your form. If you forget to do this, we can change the title later. I'll show you how to do that, but it's best if you just title your form right away. I would like your form to be titled with your name, so I'm going to go ahead and say Roy Kratt. And then I'll go ahead and say math survey, because you may have other forms in your drive, and so we want to be able to identify it easily, like, oh, yep, that's the one I'm looking for. So math survey, and then maybe we want to say stats. So that way we know this is for the statistics project. So I'll hide my keyboard there. Now, if you wanted to use a different theme, like if you wanted to use this Argyle one, you can go ahead and click on that. Or bluebirds, and you can scroll through and kind of see some different themes here. For the sake of doing this, I'm just going to leave it as a default theme. I'll go ahead and click OK, and it's going to go ahead and generate my survey. Now, up at the top it says I'm using an unsupported browser. We can go ahead and click dismiss just to kind of get rid of that. So if you do see that screen, you can click dismiss to get rid of it. Now, up here you see where we have the title. Now, if you forgot to title your survey, you can click on that, and if you click on it again, it will open up, and here's where you can change your title or rename it if you want it named differently. So I'm going to hit OK or cancel because I like the name there. All right, so now where it says question title, this is where we're going to type our question. So if you think of the survey that I gave you in day 1, I'm going to go ahead and ask that question right now. So how many hours per day do you spend on the internet? Okay, now how many hours per day do you spend on the internet? You want to reread it, make sure the question makes sense. Now remember, you need to ask one question that's going to give us numbers and one question that's going to give us words. This is going to be my numbers question. So in this next box here, I'm going to ask that you include only submit one number. Because sometimes people might read that question, how many hours per day do you spend on the internet? They might say, well, 3 to 4 or 4 to 6. They might try to give you a range. Okay, so in the help text, if you say Okay, only submit one number. Hopefully that will help the people taking the survey know that, hey, you only want one number. So if they think 3 to 4, maybe they can write 3.5, so that way we can get our data collected. Also, I do not want anyone to include units. So I'm going to say do not include a label. All right, so I don't want a label because I'm going to collect this data in a spreadsheet, and I'm going to use the spreadsheet to help me sort all the data. And so to make it easier for me, it would be nice if people didn't use a label, like they didn't say 4 hours. They just write 4. Okay, so only submit one number and do not include a label. Now, right here where it says multiple choice, I don't want multiple choice. I want to allow my survey takers to enter whatever they want. So I'm going to change multiple choice to text. So this will again allow my users to enter, any number that they want. If I would like them to do multiple choice, I could go in here and I could add different options. Okay, so I could click in here and add all these different options, and then they have a specific choice. So maybe maybe you wanted to ask a question like, what's your favorite type of snowmobile? And you know that maybe not everyone knows the different types of snowmobiles. So you might want to say like, oh, Yamaha, Arctic Cat, Polaris, Skidoo. You might want to list them for the people taking the survey. So multiple choice might be an option that you want. But for me right now with the numbers, I'm just going to go ahead and say I want it to be a text answer. I'm also going to check this box right here where it says it's a required question, so that I know that people have to fill this box in before they can submit their survey. All right. Now, one other thing I didn't mention yet, if you scroll all the way up to the top, you see right here where there's a checkbox. I would like all these boxes to be unchecked. That'll make it easier for people to actually take our survey, and we won't have to worry about certain people not being able to take it. We want to make it so people can take the survey very easily. Okay, now that was our first question. Now we need to make our second question, so we're going to click Add an Item. Okay, Add Item. Now I delete where it says Untitled Question, and now my second question is, what is your favorite type of candy? Okay, so what is your favorite type of candy? Now, that's a pretty straightforward question. It's pretty easy for people to probably understand. Am I worried about anyone knowing what candy is? No, I'm not. So you need to think about that. If you're worried about people knowing what the word candy means, I might want to enter something in the help text to help my survey takers understand what's going on. So if it's a word that maybe you know really well, but other people might not, you might want to include some extra information. Again, if you wanted to make this a multiple choice, you could by clicking on the question type and change it to multiple choice. And then you're going to have to actually enter in what the different options for the multiple choice are. So it's kind of a nice way to make a multiple choice question survey. Then I'm going to click Required Question. So that way people have to submit an answer before they submit their survey. And then I'm going to click Done. Okay, now at the very bottom, this box is checked. It says Show Link to submit another response. I only want my people, my survey takers, or our students in class to submit one survey, so I'm going to uncheck that. I'm going to leave everything else unchecked as well. Now, if you wanted to say a message to your classmates, after they're done, you could maybe say, right now it says your response has been recorded. You could say thank you, or you could include some other sort of message that people will see when they're done taking the survey. Okay, but essentially right now, I am finished making my survey. Now, right here, it says View Live Form. So right now, I'm like in the editing window, You don't want to grab this link here, okay? That's not the link that we want. We don't want people to see our editing window. We want to look at the live form. So I'm going to click on View Live Form. It's going to open it in another new tab. Now this is the window that we want people to see. We want to get this link so people can actually go and take our survey. Now here you want to reread everything to make sure it makes sense. How many hours per day do you spend on the internet? Only submit one number. Do not include a label. What is your favorite type of candy? Okay, all this makes pretty good sense. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to copy the link. Okay, so this is our survey link. Now I'm going to go back to my website, my personal website. You're going to go to yours. Now I'm going to click Edit, and I'm going to scroll down to where I want to post this link. So for right now, this is in day 3. Okay, your form link. I'm going to hit a space bar so it leaves a little bit of room. Okay, now if you see this little chain link up here, that's where you create a hyperlink. So I'm going to click on that chain link, and then I'm going to click on web address, because right now it's a sites page. I don't want to direct people to a different sites page. I want to send them to a different web address. Okay, now here I'm going to paste my URL link, and then for my text to display, I'm just going to maybe say click here for the survey. All right, and then actually I'm going to go ahead and click open this link in a new window. So that way when people are taking my survey, it doesn't change their window. They won't have to use their back button. So it's kind of a nice option to do for people. So I'm going to click OK. And now you see how it looks. Okay, it looks nice and clean. We don't have that big long link. It says click here for the survey. All right, so now if I hit save, I can test it. I'm going to save my page. And then I'm going to go ahead and click here for survey. Okay, it opens up a new window because I told it to. Remember how I told it to open a new tab? So this is my survey. You don't need to take it, obviously, right now. You're just testing to make sure the link works. So I'm going to go ahead and close some of these other windows, just that one. I will close this one as well. And so that kind of gets us going. Actually, you know what? I closed that a little bit early. So I'm going to click back into my survey right here. If you don't see it here right now, you'll need to refresh your page. Okay, if I just refresh it, it's going to kind of load in. And if it wasn't there before, you'll be able to see your form. Now this is just a form. Okay, so I need to click back into that form. All right. And now right here it says choose response destination. So we have to tell this form where we want our surveys to be collected. So I'm going to click on choose response destination. Right now it says I want to create a new spreadsheet, which is true. So I'm just going to leave that. I would do want a new spreadsheet, and I'm going to click create. All right, so you can see right now it's setting up a spreadsheet. All right, now it gives me a link. It says view responses. Okay, now actually if I go click on my drive again and I refresh it, it should actually load in another link. Okay, so it actually says Roy Krat Math Survey Stats and Roy Krat Math Survey Stats Responses. So the responses of that is actually the spreadsheet. So after I've done that step, now I can actually close my survey because now I have what I need. So now I'm going to kind of zoom in here, and where it says responses, okay, I do not want to share. Remember, this is my editing page for my form. I do not want to share that. I want to share my responses page. So I'm going to check this box right here. Okay, now I'm going to zoom back out, and I'm going to click on more. Then I'm going to click on share, and then I need to click on share again. Okay, it's going to load a new window. Right now, you can see how it says this website is private. Okay, so I want to click change, and I want to choose anyone with the link, because we're actually going to provide people with the link on our website. So now it says anyone who has the link can view, which I don't want people to be able to edit it. I just want people to be able to view it. So right now I have it exactly how I want. There is a link to share right there, but with your iPad, you're not going to be able to grab that. Okay, it's not going to let you grab it. So we're going to go ahead and click Done. And I'll show you where we can get that link in a second. Okay, now since we've actually shared it, again, I'm going to refresh my page and you'll see that it's going to say that it's shared. All right, so now look at the Roy Craft Math Survey Stats responses. Notice this word is behind it now. It now says that it is shared. So once you have successfully shared your responses page, let's go ahead and click on the responses page. Okay, right now you can see there's not a whole lot in here because nobody has taken the survey yet. All right, but this is the mobile form. This is our spreadsheet, so when people do take the survey, you're going to get all your data collected here. Now what's kind of nice is it has some different sorting options for you. You're going to be able to click on your question, and it's actually going to sort all your numbers in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. So if I click on it now, nothing's really going to happen except for you see that little arrow goes over there. Now if I click on this one, you'll see the arrow will pop over to that question. Okay, so that just means it's being sorted by that question. All of your data will get sorted by that question. When you think about it, you know, if you're trying to find the median, it's nice to have numbers listed in order. So the spreadsheet's actually going to help us here make our lives a little bit easier. So that's kind of nice. Now what we want to do is we want to grab this link. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight that link. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to my website. Right here it says your results link. So I'm going to click in there. We got to make sure we're in edit mode for this to work. Okay, give myself a space. Now I'm going to click on that chain link again right here. Okay, there's my chain. Remember, I want to click on web address. Then I can paste the link in there. And then I will say click here to see results. Remember, whatever you type is going to turn blue. Now again, I'm going to make this open in a new window. If I click on that box, again, that's just kind of a nice feature for people looking at your data, so it does open a new window. They don't have to use their back button. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to hide my keyboard. Now you see I have two links. It says click here for the survey, click here to see results. Now I'm going to save my website. All right. At this point, we should be set, and you should be able to close this and this. So we'll get those closed. And now we're going to test it out. I'm going to click on the survey. Okay, again, we already knew that worked. We tried it before. And I'm going to go back to my web page and I'm going to click on the results. Notice both of these things opened in their own tabs because I told them to open in new windows. So I can see my survey, I can see my results, and everyone else should be able to see that stuff as well. So I have successfully gotten my homework done for day 3. The only thing I'd ask you to do, one more step here, is to click edit. And I'd like you to go in and type out your question. So a numerical question is how many hours per day do you spend on the internet? Okay, and then my categorical question is what is your favorite type of candy? Okay, so after you've done that, you click save and you're done with the day 3 homework. Okay, so I hope this video has has helped you to understand what your expectations are for the day 3 assignment of the data and statistics project. Good luck, and if you get stuck along the way, please, you might just have to start over and create a new form, and again, follow the video step by step. You could have the video open in one window and pause it and just follow along as you go. So good luck and have a little fun. When we're done with this project, you could always make your own surveys and give them to your friends and family and things like that, and you can really use surveys and forms to collect a lot of nice information.